Hey, and welcome to another day of Yay Another Way. Yesterday I uploaded a video about clothes and slow fashion, and I announced that today I was going to talk about secondhand clothes, and that was because I planned to go to a clothes swap today, but that had been cancelled. So instead, I decided to talk about expectations today and about how do we respond when something turns out different from what we expected. And I think some ways that we go through life is with expectations, with positive expectations and negative expectations. So positive expectations are really like something like hope, like or looking forward to something. I was looking forward to the clothes swap, and then instead we went on a hike, and halfway through the hike I still wanted to keep going, but my partner wanted to turn back because he was tired, and I was like, oh no. And I felt a lot of disappointment, and that is one way that you can respond when something turns out different than expected. And then later today I had a negative expectation because we were going out to dinner for the first time since we've moved to Spain. And we had our 8-month-old puppy, who is really big, and our 3-month-old son with us. And I was like, oh my god, the puppy's just going to be barking the entire time. The baby's just going to be crying the entire time. What are we doing? So I had very negative expectations. I had worries, and which is really just a form of fear. And then it turned out to be really great. The puppy didn't bark at all, and it was just sleeping, and the baby ended up also sleeping, and during the meal was very chill on my lap. So that is another thing I noticed today, that I also had a relief when I had a negative expectation, and it didn't come true. I felt a sense of relief. So I think normally people tend to deal with unmet expectations not so well. I think a lot of people, me included, we tend to get stuck in disappointment or regret when things turn out different from what we expected. And then there is a spiritual tradition, or several spiritual traditions, I would say, and also non-spiritual. From non-spiritual perspectives, this has also been said, which is expect nothing. It's better to expect nothing, or to have really low expectations of other people because they're just going to disappoint you anyway, or expect nothing and detach completely from any expectations so that you can be completely open to whatever the moment brings. Now, I like that in theory, but I don't think it's actually possible. I think as humans, like, one of the things that makes us human is the fact that we have this huge prefrontal cortex that allows us to think about past and future, and to plan for the future and to think about the future, which is really what expectations is thoughts about the future. And I don't think that it's practical or necessary to expect nothing at all. I think that it's nice to look forward to things, and it's also good to expect stuff from for example, like your partner or your family or your friends. Like, I expect my loved ones to be there for me when I need them, or I expect them to be honest with me, or stuff like that. That's really, I think that's a good thing, to have some expectations. And then also negative expectations are helpful as well, because if I or they can be helpful. They're not necessarily helpful, but if I'm going to go out on a walk and I expect nothing and I just go and I walk, maybe I was just wearing my sneakers, or maybe I didn't prepare for a storm and I get super wet and sick from it. And so it's good to prepare and put on your hiking boots and take some waterproof clothing. So expectations are not necessarily bad. Thus, another way that I have found to deal with or to respond when things turn out differently than I expected, is to appreciate what is. So it's about letting go of your attachment to the outcome. Let that sink in for a bit. So you can have expectations of the outcome, but then when it turns out to be different, try and be flexible and, feel whatever you're feeling. Like, make space for the disappointment, make space for the feeling of relief or celebration of like, hey, that was way better than I expected, or way worse than I expected. And make space for those feelings, and then let go and look at what actually is happening in the moment, and try to appreciate what is, or try to notice what is. Also, check out my video, The Art of Noticing, about this. And I think that's the best way to respond when something turns out differently than expected. It was Charles Darwin who said it's the species most adaptable to change who survive. It's actually a misconception that it's the fittest of species that survive. It's the ones most adaptable to change. And so, yeah, try and be flexible. So the inspirational quote of today is: hope for the best, prepare for the worst, and appreciate what is. Which basically means, yes, you can have positive expectations. Yes, you can have negative expectations. But when it comes to the actual experience, try to let go of your attachment to the outcome and appreciate what is. Thank you for watching, and I hope you find your way. Hey, it's Yara again from Yay Another Way. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I just wanted to let you know that I started this channel not just to inspire you through videos, but also to offer you my help. If you feel stuck in any way, if you're struggling to find meaning, and if you want to find another way of living, then get in touch with me. Check out how to contact me in the description below. I offer sessions through video call, and I would love to support you to find your own way. I have a background in psychology, humanistics, and spiritual care, and I have a lot of lived experience of doing things my own way, from cancelling my rent and asking all my Facebook friends if I could please stay over at their place, to moving to another country in pursuit of a dream to live off-grid with a like-minded community around me. There's lots of other ways to live your life that you might not have found yet, and I would love to help you find it. So get in touch with me if you would like some support to finding your own way.